On this episode of Plus Club for July, we'll be talking about A Plague Tale: Innocence, WWE 2K Battlegrounds, and Black Ops 4 of the Call of Duty variety. But I just want to let you guys know, first off, that we have officially moved into where we moved to. It's been a whole process for 2 weeks. We've just been nonstop doing a bunch of shit. All my equipment's been unequipped. It's not been set up. Yeah, we're finally getting things set up. This eventually will be a studio. But it's not there yet. We got to do a bunch of soundproofing, all sorts of shit. You understand. So thank you for being patient with us. And yeah, hopefully you enjoy this episode. And hopefully we get more episodes out soon because I'm getting sick of not filming stuff. So yeah, enjoy. What's going on, guys, and welcome to July's episode of Plus Club, the show where we play the games offered on PlayStation Plus throughout the month, and at the end of the month we talk about them. My name is Seth, and of course joining me today is Chevy. How you doing, Chevy? We just did a big move. Anybody who watches the channel regularly knows that content has not been flowing lately.
Yeah.
So here we are filming in your room as we set up our new studio, temporary setup. But yeah, how you doing?
Okay. It's just been 12 days in a row of going, so
Yeah.
Tired.
It's been a long time since I've felt like physically exhausted and sore.
Yeah.
And so like the amount of shit we've done has been a little rough. I'm looking forward to weekends. I'm not doing anything for a while. So
Agreed.
And yeah, we got some games to talk about though. So the show must go on. Again, I apologize for the setup. We will get something a lot better here soon, but this should be fun. Yeah, so we're moving into a new month though. I didn't do a proper intro, so I'm just gonna throw some stuff out there. Hunter's Arena Legends, Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville, and Tennis World Tour 2 are gonna be the games for PlayStation Plus in August. Any thoughts on those? And these are all PS4 games. Hunter's Arena is, I guess, a PS4, PS5 game.
Oh, interesting.
It's kind of interesting that everybody's going to get all three.
I don't really have any deep thoughts on any of those, actually. I actually just kind of see it as an easy month.
Yeah, honestly. And I thought the same thing about this month, but, not in real life. So it kind of was nice in that sense. I'm excited to try Hunter's Arena Legends. I believe it's a battle royale, and it'll be fun to play with people. Something I can jump in and out of, so I probably won't be putting a lot of time into it, but I'm stoked to see what they do with it. Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville, I had a loose curiosity, not enough to buy it.
Right.
So I'll get to check that out. I mean, it's Plants vs. Zombies, so I'm not like super hyped on it, but they've made some fun games.
For sure.
And then Tennis World Tour 2, I'm not excited for, but I'm anticipating because I don't play games like this.
Yeah.
So I want to see what they're doing with the genre in modern day.
I don't remember the last time I played a tennis game, to be honest. Maybe
Mario.
it's Mario Tennis, yeah.
Yeah, some kind of Mario Tennis, I'm sure.
Or like Wii Sports or something.
Yeah. Yeah, something a little more fun and less realistic, I guess. But maybe this game will be fun. So I assume you'll be doing a lot of running back and forth and hitting a ball. So
Hopefully it's fair to assume.
hopefully the controls just make that a simple thing. So yeah, let us know in the comments what games are you guys anticipating this month, and let's just jump into the games we played in July, which were Call of Duty Black Ops 4, WWE 2K Battlegrounds, and A Plague Tale: Innocence. I feel like we should probably start with WWE 2K Battlegrounds. If you didn't get a chance to play that, it is it's a wrestling game, but taking on more of an arcadey nature. There's specials that you can build up and use. There's combos. There's all sorts of weird, zany things, but also a lot of familiarity with, if you've played any prior wrestling games, you are in a ring, you hit each other, you throw each other into the ropes, jump off the top rope, and pull chairs out from under the arena and hit people with it. We both played it this month, and let's start with you when it comes to your impressions of WWE 2K Battlegrounds. That does not roll off the tongue very easy.
So the first thing I did when I started the game was I noticed it had customization options, and being a wrestling game, one of my fond memories of older wrestling games was the customization options. So that's kind of the first thing I like hopped into when I started the game, and I very quickly realized that the character options are pretty limited.
Yeah, I didn't make my own character.
Yeah, so it was hard for me to get excited for that, but I was like, well, they're going for a simple style. Maybe I just, I got to keep going and see. Maybe I unlock some stuff, and there are unlockables. So, I mean, you do get more options later, but right off the bat, it felt very, very bare bones. But you can also then change your stages. So you can change, like, you can have up to 3 arenas that you make, and you get to, like, pick the fireworks, like, even the type of crowd that's there. The mat, the floor around the mat. Like, it has a bunch of different sections and different themes you can do with that. Excuse me. And the music, I believe, as well. So that part had a lot of options, but I was kind of like humored by the fact that I could do so much to the stage and the arena and stuff like that, but my character had almost nothing. So that was really weird for me.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's also weird that the game offers pretty much like light modes of everything wrestling games have always offered.
Yeah. Yeah, for
Character
sure.
creator, arena creator, entrance creator type stuff. It's really kind of odd. It's like a light baby mode of their typical games.
Yeah, and I was kind of wondering that anyways when I saw the style of the game initially, just because usually when you're going for more simplistic styles, there's like 2 goals there I have to imagine. One is you want the ability to just create a bunch of stuff, and so you want to simplify that to be able to do that, or you're trying not to make a whole lot of anything. You're just trying to get a game out, and it honestly kind of feels like the latter to me. Because upon playing it, the controls are like super basic. I don't know. It just the whole time, like, I don't have anything like negative to say about it, but I also don't really have anything positive to say about it. The whole time I was like, this functions, but I don't really feel like I'm doing a whole lot, to be honest. And so the novelty of it kind of wore off after about like 2-3 matches. The one thing I do think the game has some interesting aspect of it is in the story mode, you're given like this map that you can explore, and I do actually kind of like that because there's some choice in there. Oh, there's an item if I go this way, or I can go over this way instead. You get to see who you're going to be against and stuff like that. I always kind of like stuff like that because it does give you, I mean, it is an illusion of choice, but it's some form of choice. So
Well, you can beeline right through the main story without going down any of those avenues. I actually was doing that because I was like, I'm just gonna fucking try and get as far as I can, as quick as I can, and that might be the footage you guys are watching here, but or here, however I edit this,
Somewhere.
fucking somewhere. But you can just like beeline through there, or you can take different avenues and unlock certain things, which is kind of cool. It's like as much or as little as you want out of it, which I think is I think it was a smart move. I think this game is overall just kind of like tightly made and is what it is, and they really are just kind of offering you as much or as little out of it as you want if you're like a wrestling fan.
yeah, for sure. Really, the last thing I have to say on it is visual style itself. I know there's a lot of people who like the style of the game. I'm really sick of like cartoony looking games right now, so huge turnoff for me.
They look like little action figures almost, little chubby clay guys.
They're like almost pop figurines, just not as cute.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because they're kind of like lifelike. They're kind of humanoid, but like
yeah,
they look like realistic, but also ridiculous. So it's
yeah,
like
I
it's like if you took like an anime chibi character and then made them like photorealistic. It's kind of off-putting.
yeah, it's weird. I'm not really into it. So
Yeah. Yeah, so my thoughts are I kind of already said it. This is a wrestling game light. I've played ones in the past. In fact, Josh used to buy them and we would play them. They're always a lot of fun, just kind of hitting each other with fucking chairs, setting up crazy matches, making our own crazy characters, stuff like that. This felt exactly like that, except for a lighter version, like maybe a mobile version of that, which kind of leaves me to think like, what is the point? I get that they're doing like the cartoony look to appeal to maybe a different demographic, but I feel like you're either into wrestling or you're not, or you're somebody like me who will dabble with wrestling. We don't go out of your way to buy wrestling stuff. So it does make me curious about who they're going for with this game. The game functions fine. It plays fine. It plays tight. It's simplified compared to other wrestling games. It does have more fighter-like combos and power-ups, which I think is a fun twist on what they've done with prior games. But at the end of the day, it is just you in a ring fighting people like other wrestling games. You can hop out, you can grab chairs, you can climb out of the ring or the cage. I think it just has maybe a slightly zanier tone with less content of what you would get in a game like this typically. So overall, like I don't have a negative or positive feeling on it. I feel as though I'm going to forget this game pretty quickly after playing it. When I was making the thumbnail for this episode, I forgot the name of the game. I typed in, being lazy, I typed in on Google, it's like WWE arcade game, and all these old WWE games or WWF games came up, and I was like, fuck. And so I had to type in PlayStation Plus game for July. I was like, there it is. So there's not a whole lot about the name or the game that really stands out outside of its visual style. Once you get past that layer, it's a lighter version of what you're maybe used to, which again isn't bad. But why? That's my biggest question when I played is why. I didn't have fun with it though. I didn't make a character. I didn't make an arena. I just played the storyline. I think it's neat that they did like a comic book thing. I don't know who they're appealing to with that. Maybe kids or younger people. But I wasn't interested in it. But at least they put some effort into it. This game obviously didn't get the same kind of production as like a bigger game, but at least they tried to make a story mode. Different characters you can unlock. They all got different skills that you can unlock, and then you can kind of change up your character. That's kind of cool. This game felt more kind of like a fighting game than a wrestling game, even though they're both fighting games technically. There's a certain pace to wrestling games that feels different.
Agreed.
In this, I'm doing a lot of combos and uppercutting people into the ceiling and shit, and that's not something you typically do in wrestling games. So that was fresh enough and interesting enough. And yeah, I got past the first two zones in the story mode, so that's pretty much what I did. I beelined it though. I only did a couple side things just to get the general gist. And again, not to keep bringing it up, but we were very busy this month, so I really didn't play every game as deep as I would have liked to, but I feel like I got the gist of this game. Overall, it was a fun game. I keep thinking about the recommendations part that we're going to be getting into here soon, because that's my biggest question when I play this game. Who is it for? Why was it made? Maybe to attract, maybe in their minds, they were like, wrestling games, we sell to the same people every year. Let's try something new to get some new blood in. And I think it was a misstep because I don't think this brought in any new people. I think that's why it's on PlayStation Plus. And I think, which is cool, I got to try it, and I didn't have to buy it. But I think it was a misfire. I think they need to stick with what they do well. If they experiment again and make another one of these, that's fine. Just do something that kind of makes it its own thing, differentiates it from the other games enough that I go, okay, this is why we played this. This is why we play that.
It is good they experimented, though.
Sure.
I do applaud for that. Granted, when you do experiment, it's not always going to be a hit.
Yeah. At least they didn't make a bad game, though.
Agreed. Yeah,
So,
I actually have zero complaints about
Yeah.
the game. I just, I don't know if I care enough to play it anymore.
For sure. That's my thing. Like, I have nothing negative to say about the game at all. I don't think it's a bad game. It didn't have glitches. It didn't have anything wrong with it.
Yeah.
It's just, I was like, why?
Yeah, actually,
Why does this
it
exist?
played right off the bat. So,
Yeah.
which I will applaud anyone for in this day and age. So
Sure, yeah. Anytime I play a game, I'm like, this game has no glitches in it.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with this. I always try and bank those in my head, too, because then when people are like, games come out broken all the time, there's no games that come out finished, I'm like, well, no, you got to give credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
It's getting old now, but I always bring up Neo 2. I'm like, that's a solid finished game. Like, you can play it, enjoy it, don't have to worry about shit. So, But if it's an Ubisoft game, give them a year. That's when you'll get the final game. Every Ubisoft game comes out in beta for a year.
I think we pretty much just need to assume that of the big three. So,
Yeah, the way things are going now. I think EA's got a chance to kind of start shining a bit here, though, if they choose to.
we'll see.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say on it? Jumping into recommendations, I'll recommend this to anybody who's into wrestling. Of course, if you haven't played it, check it out. If you like wrestling games already and you play them often, or you've played them in the past, you kind of like them, you'll probably dig this. It's not going to be like a huge difference, but it does have a different style. It's a little more zanier. There's some crazy, flashy moves, some stuff to unlock, just more wrestling stuff. I assume if you're into wrestling and wrestlers, though, you're probably going to want to get every avenue you can to interact with those wrestlers and stuff, so this will probably be fun for you to kind of experience it in a more cartoony sense. If you like fighting games, definitely check it out. I'm not going to hard recommend it to people who are into like Street Fighter or Guilty Gear or something like that. This is not the same thing, but if you like a fun like party fighter game like Smash Bros, Power Stone, if you're old enough to fucking remember that, it's a game like that kind of, except for wrestling. So I would definitely recommend it to you. If you're not sick of cartoony looking games in 2021 and you're looking for more, you're like, you know what, I got kids, I want to give them something to play that's kind of fun and cartoony looking. I don't know why. I don't have kids, so I don't know if that's a thing. I would recommend to you maybe. And if you like quick in and out, get it done fucking games, you can kind of hop in, beat the storyline quickly, or maybe you want to play a little bit more and do the extra stuff. It's a game that kind of feels kind of carte blanche in the sense of like, you know, you can just hop in, get what you want out of it, and be done with it. It's not a huge investment game, or can be, but I was looking kind of through all the story stuff, and there's quite a bit of stuff to do, but if you want to go right through that storyline, you don't. It seems like you do it like in a day, which I kind of like, because you know I don't think short games get enough praise. You know, not $70 games that are short, but you know, it's just like getting like a. I get that argument when people are like, "That's fucking 5 hours, $70." I get that, but sometimes I like a game that I can just play. I just bought The Ascent, and I guess it's like a 15-hour game.
Yeah.
Stoked. That's awesome. So
Yeah.
anyway, I would recommend it in that sense.
Yeah, no, I agree with most of that. The only things I can really think to add is, and you kind of touched on it, and again, not a parent either, but I do feel I don't think I saw any like crazy dialogue or anything in the game, so I feel like it's very family friendly. I don't remember seeing any blood, any like swearing or anything like that.
Probably play it with your kids.
Yeah,
It's got multiplayer, right?
I would certainly
It has
hope
to.
so.
It
Yeah,
has to. I'd be blown away if it didn't.
you know, it has a very welcoming art style, even if I'm not a fan of it. And the controls are much more simplified versus other wrestling games. So I feel like
That is the thing with cartoony stuff, is it's like just, it's welcoming in the sense that it's acceptable to everybody.
yeah,
It's not, you know, people like us, we're like sick of it, but like if the game's fun enough, I'll still play it.
yeah, for sure. Never mind. That'll be a tangent. So, yeah. Other than that, I would say I feel like games with unlockables, because there are things to unlock for customization and stuff like that. Otherwise, I agree with your recommendations.
Yeah. All right, let's jump into grades. I'll go first. I'm going to give this a very strong C. I kind of want to go C+, but I don't really feel like it excelled in anything. I don't think it did bad in anything either. I think it's just a passing game. I think it does what it wants to do. It was fun enough. I wasn't having a blast, but I wasn't bored. I was thinking about playing other games I had a higher priority on, but yeah, it's a completely passable game, and you can tell, like, you know, I'm sure the people worked hard or whatever, but you can tell that this game was just like a quicker project than a lot of other games people are probably developing. And so yeah, I want to give it a C, kind of reflecting my opinion on that. It's not good or bad. It just exists, and they nailed what they wanted to do, and they did fine at it. It'd probably be a little higher if I had an affinity for wrestling still. When I was younger, I did, but not anymore. But that's not there, so I just kind of played a game where I punched people and hit them with chairs and, you know, uppercutted them, and it was made well, made tight, and worked fine.
I mean, I'm in a pretty similar boat. I'm gonna give them a little more, just because it was like incredibly easy for me to just turn the game on and just know how to do it.
Yeah.
I knew how to play. There was not this crazy learning curve, and there was nothing wrong when I played the game. Nothing wrong happened at all. So I'm gonna give it a C plus.
I wanted to.
I think it's a good baseline if they're gonna make more of these. I would just like to see them expand with more features and stuff like that, more customization options right off the bat, and still having stuff to unlock. I think your big win here would be to just have an insane amount of customization, because there would definitely be more of a goal for someone to go for at that point, other than just the story mode and versus at that point. So.
I think they should full on get fucking crazier with the shit and get zany.
Sure.
Get even because if they're already gonna allow themselves to get a little crazy, fucking add a Fall Guys mode in the game. I don't give a shit. Like just add some funny like mid in between wrestling matches, like weird little mini games shit to play too.
Yeah, I mean it's a good formula to just kind of get wild with. So,
yeah, exactly.
Have fun with it if you're gonna make another one. So I mean, other than that, like I said, I don't have anything negative to say about it. It is a little forgettable. So C plus.
All right, let us know in the comments what you guys think of WWE 2K Battlegrounds. What'd you like about it? What didn't you like about it? Did you play it? Did you not play it? If you didn't play it, when did you play it? Let us know everything you're thinking about in the comments below. Second game we played in July was Call of Duty Black Ops 4, which was really interesting to me that we're going back to Black Ops 4. If you didn't get a chance to play Black Ops 4, it is one of the very many Call of Duties, I'm sure you've heard of the series, in which you run around, you shoot things in a futuristic world. The thing that differentiates Black Ops 4 from the other Call of Duties is it does not have a single player. It is multiplayer only. You can play online, doing the typical modes you would expect from a Call of Duty. This one does emphasize heroes, like Overwatch style hero shooters. Every character you pick has their own specials for team play. There is also the horrible battle royale that they ended up correcting, Blackout, on this one. Play Warzone, although I hear that has a lot of hackers now. But anyway, that was their first attempt at battle royales, and then it also has the, of course, zombies mode in it. We both played it, and I will start first with my impressions. I've played this game a lot already. I forgot how much I'd played this game. We booted the game up to play together, and I think I was like 7th prestige in multiplayer. I think Josh had prestige once. We both play Call of Duty pretty often, but I was like, I don't even remember fucking playing this that much. So apparently there was a fucking year that I just like really was playing Black Ops 4.
On it.
Yeah, so 7th prestige on that, and then we hopped into zombies, and I was like level 20 something, which isn't anything crazy for anyone who plays a lot, but I forgot I'd even played it barely. So I dabbled in the multiplayer a little bit, and it's fine. I'm going to say something that might upset some people, and other people are going to agree with me 100%. After playing Cold War, the newest Call of Duty, which I think is not good at all, I loved Black Ops 4. And that's not my general opinion. That's just compared to that game. It felt good to come back to a Call of Duty that just made sense, worked. They had an idea, they executed it. And yeah, so it was fun running around these maps, shooting stuff with weapons that felt good, playing modes that had great maps to go with them. Treyarch typically makes fantastic maps. I think they're one of the best. No, they are the best at Activision when it comes to making maps for Call of Duty, and it really shows here. I wasn't a big fan of the hero thing that they did in Black Ops 3 and 4. They really leaned hard into it in 4, but it's fine. I do kind of like when Call of Duty deviates, because with the amount of Call of Duties that we get every year, every once in a while getting like a weird one, I'm like, okay, this kind of is a refresher. I think it's almost important that we get those, and this one definitely did that. Good maps, tight gameplay, and shooting, but it did, after playing Modern Warfare, that's the one where I was like, this is where Call of Duty needs to go. It felt like I was taking a step back playing Black Ops 4, but it was fun. It was fun. It brought me back to good Call of Duty, which was nice, because this year has been kind of vacant for me. I'm just sitting here anticipating Battlefield, because fucking Cold War was so bad. I was like, fuck. So yeah, multiplayer's fun. It's Call of Duty. If you like Call of Duty, you don't like Call of Duty, this isn't going to change your mind on that. We played zombies. I forgot. This whole game I forgot. It just like is a fucking. It's a blur. This is like one of the best zombies in Call of Duty. I completely forgot. We started playing. I was like, oh yeah, the fucking ship level. Oh yeah, the arena level. Oh yeah, the progress when you level up, you unlock weapons to start with, and because we had all started, you guys had pistols, I think, or no, you start with knives.
I had a pistol.
You had a pistol.
I just stubbornly used a knife until I absolutely had to shoot.
Sure, I always go the first couple waves not shooting.
Yeah.
But when we all started, I had a rifle, and I was like, oh fuck, I forgot that this had that system. Call of Duty. Zombies has always like dabbled with no progression, which is the standard. But then a couple games tried to do like this temporary progression where you got like these little gumball things you could use per match, which I didn't like. This one had like it took a while, but hard progression, which I really enjoyed. And the maps I think are really good. Treyarch zombies, which the guys who made fucking zombies, so they have all these like really intricate little puzzles to figure out and ways to progress and last longer, which I always really enjoy. And voice acting, everything about it's just top notch, really well done. Really enjoyed playing zombies with you guys. And yeah, I didn't play Blackout because I played it when it came out and it was awful. And then Infinity Ward decided to not be the big joke of Activision anymore, and they went, "We're gonna make fucking Modern Warfare, and we're gonna make Warzone, and everybody's gonna love it." At the time, and they did, and so I have no interest in Blackout at all. It was a horrible battle royale, and now they've done better. I have no reason to fucking touch it. So, all in all, I really enjoyed revisiting Black Ops 4. I didn't Prestige again because I already did that plenty. Yeah, it was fun. I would definitely play it again if people were playing it, but I'll probably uninstall it unless other people are playing it at the time.
Yeah. I'm going to speak from an extremely casual perspective of the game because I don't know anything about Call of Duty other than they come out every year. So
I think a lot of people watching probably are on the same page.
yeah. So yeah, we played some zombies and we played a few rounds of multiplayer. I think we did a traditional and a hardcore
I forgot. Yeah, we did do that.
match just to kind of get a feel. And
Those matches were both awful.
I'm just gonna say, I would not be able to tell you the difference between this one and every other Call of Duty I've ever played. They all pretty much feel the same to me. That being said, I don't really have anything negative or necessarily incredibly positive to say about the experience. Played the way I expected to. So I mean, if you've played Call of Duty before, I feel like there is a level of understanding you're just gonna have playing the game. And
It's like riding a bike, except for what kind of bike am I riding today?
sure, and if you get enough into it, you'll have deeper understandings of
Yeah.
systems and mechanics and stuff like that. But just like hopping into these games, there's not a lot there for me to really differentiate from any other Call of Duty.
That reminds me, one criticism. This is important for me in every FPS ever, but Call of Duty, this fluctuates a lot. TTK in this on core is horrible. TTK, for anybody who doesn't know, is time to kill, the amount of bullets it takes to kill somebody. I typically play hardcore because I like to put people down faster. I also like getting shot and getting dropped quickly. And Modern Warfare nailed the TTK in core. I almost didn't play hardcore at all just because it was perfect on core. But in this, it takes way too many bullets to kill people. It was so fucking annoying.
Yeah. And I don't really know if I have anything really deep to say about it.
Zombies?
Thoughts
on it?
It was alright. I mean, it was zombies.
When we're playing,
I don't necessarily enjoy zombies. So.
yeah. Well, I'm kind of the same. I normally use zombies as a refresher if I'm like playing a lot of the multiplayer and I kind of get burnt out for a second. I'll play zombies for a little bit and then I'll go back in. But some people only buy Call of Duty for zombies, which is fucking wild.
Well, I'm glad that's there for them.
Yeah, just I like in this one you can actually unlock shit. 'Cause it gives me a reason. When I'm playing, I don't feel like I'm wasting time because I don't give a fuck about how many waves I've survived. For anyone wondering, on the arena one, I think I got like 24, and then I got 20 on the ship level. So just throwing it out there.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really care about like EP and stuff either.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, if it's you and your friends, you're like, oh, let's make it to blah blah blah. I get that. That's fun, but it doesn't matter to me.
yeah. man, I don't know. This is really hard for me just because, like, realistically, like these games aren't for me. I don't like anyone who watches channel knows I don't play competitive games. So like, it is super unattractive in that
And
regard.
this one's hard, like no single player.
Yeah.
You got to play with people online.
And I'm not necessarily opposed to it. It's just I don't find enjoyment in competition. So
It is worth mentioning too for anybody watching. Fucking, when we played zombies, you were quiet for a while, and then you start talking, getting involved.
yeah,
So you got a little. I'm not saying you're having a blast, but you got invested a little bit in the match we're having.
well, yeah, a little bit of that comes down to I'm bad with direction. So
Yeah.
the
Yeah, I'd always find you, and you're just like running around, and then I'd lose you. I'm like, I don't know where you went.
yeah, and I don't know where I went. So
If there's a way to go, go.
yeah, zombie maps
You
are
stayed
also
alive pretty good for
huge.
somebody who didn't know where the fuck they were going.
Well, I just stayed away from things. So
That's what I do. When people start going down, I just keep running in loops.
yeah. But I mean, I have played zombies before, so I had some idea of survival is more important than killing. So you have to kill, obviously, over time. But
I'd say, yeah, if you go down, if everyone goes down, it's over. So
Yeah.
stay alive. Some people just run and start shooting, and then they get surrounded.
yeah, I mean, it was. I don't think I can emphasize it any more than I have. It is pretty much what I expected it to be, 100%. So
And to be fair, in my opinion, out of the main 4 Black Ops, not Cold War, because I don't like the game at all. I think it's one of the worst Call of Duties ever made. Big claim, I'm sure, for some people. I think Black Ops 4 is probably the weakest. I like it, but it's the weakest. It has the best zombies, or one of the best zombies. Most of Black Ops do. But as a game, it's weaker. I would much prefer playing Black Ops 2. And I think Black Ops 3 was sick because it had that multiplayer, single player. Yeah. So, which sucks they didn't bring that back. Activision, fucking get your shit
take
together.
care of some shit.
Get
yeah.
your fucking shit together first, because there's some real serious shit you guys are dealing with. Bullshit. But if you ever want to start getting your games together again too, fucking maybe make a story mode that's multiplayer again. That'd be sick with progression. That'd be awesome. Recommendations?
If you like Call of Duty, I think it would be the first one. Competitive first-person shooters,
Cooperator.
co-op, like survival modes and stuff like that, i.e. like Left 4 Dead, stuff like that. Zombies is kind of like that. If you are someone who enjoys numbers going up and seeing how big of a number you can get, I think all in general, Call of Duty is going to be good for you because you level in prestige, so your number just goes up, up, up. Zombies, you try to get the higher score, the higher level. I mean, everything about Call of Duty is who has the biggest number. So if that is your bread and butter, the game is definitely going to pander to you. Yeah, if you specifically like Treyarch's formulas, it's just them doing what they do anyways. And if you like, how do I word this? Games that are focused on online, because that's what this one is. So.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're hopping in this game, you're playing online. So split screen as well, but you better be in that mindset because it's not going to cater to you otherwise. I'm just going to add on top of that because you pretty much nailed it. I mean, quickly. First-person shooters, Call of Duty, cooperative games, zombies. It's Call of Duty. It's one of the biggest games on the fucking planet. You're either into Call of Duty or not. So if you're into Call of Duty, this is a pretty decent one. You should definitely check it out if you didn't, or go back to it if you're like, maybe I should play it again. It's fun. Check it out again. If you like zombies, go back, play it. If you're not into Call of Duty and you can't see yourself ever having a change of mind in that sense, you just hate Call of Duty, whether you've actually played it quite a bit or you've never played it before, you just decided you're never going to play it, don't bother. If you are kind of curious about playing Call of Duty, maybe you have a buddy who plays Black Ops 4, I would recommend you check it out, but there's better Call of Duties out there, especially ones that might have a single player, which I didn't mind this not having, but I do think it weakened the package. So, but yeah, you pretty much nailed it. I would just recommend to people who like Call of Duty, play it. But it's Call of Duty, so there's new Call of Duties every year, so you're probably moving on unless that was one that really stuck out for you.
Yeah.
Like most Call of Duties. Let's jump into grades. Go ahead and grade it.
I think this kind of falls in the same line as the wrestling game for me. Like I don't necessarily think it did anything wrong, but it's kind of forgettable for me. I'll probably give it a C plus. It plays fine. It offers plenty, but it is very much a hyper specific type of person is aiming for. If you don't like competitive games like myself, it is not going to be on your radar. So, yeah, for me, it doesn't make sense to grade it higher because there's no way I'm going to play this without some form of like coaxing, essentially, to do so. So, yeah.
Yeah. Before I grade this, I just want to emphasize, I would, out of zombies, if I was grading the zombies in this versus other zombies in other games, I'd probably give it a B plus to A minus. I think it's really good zombies. Like really fun. I enjoyed it a lot. But the game itself, I'm going to give a fairly strong B minus. I want to give it a B, but there are other Call of Duties I'd rather play than this, but there's a lot of Call of Duties I'd rather play this over them. So it's in that kind of mid-range. It's a good Call of Duty. It's a higher mid-range. It's a good Call of Duty, but it's not the best. There's way better ones, and there's multiple better ones that I would definitely play over this. All the big ones, obviously. So yeah, a strong B minus, not close to a C plus. It's definitely in the B range, but it's just not. I don't have an excitement over this game except for when we played zombies, and I remembered like I really liked the zombies in this one. So if they could add that zombies to a better Call of Duty, that would have been sick. I really think they need to fucking make what AC's doing with, or what Ubisoft's doing with AC. They need to make like a hub for Call of Duty, so you can in one place hop around to each Call of Duty, and then just make like a globalized zombie mode that has all the maps. And then if there's certain rule sets you liked, like the progression in this one or progression in that one, these maps will only work with this mode. You can activate those modes or just hit a fucking randomizer and just hop into any of them. I think that would be a cool thing to do because there's so much zombie games that were really fun that just kind of get left behind, which sucks. Yeah. Anyway, B minus. Solid Call of Duty. Let us know in the comments, though, what you thought of Call of Duty Black Ops 4, if you played it, if you didn't play it. What you like about it, what don't you like about it? What did you think about what they did with the only multiplayer aspect of this that they did not repeat? Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think about the hero shooter aspect of this that they leaned into really hard? They played with it a little bit in 3, but in 4, they pretty much just made it a hero shooter. And yeah, is this one of your favorite or least favorite Call of Duties out there? What's your favorite? I'd answer that, but I've, off the top of my head, Modern Warfare 2, New Modern Warfare, Black Ops 2. That's some of them. Let me know what you're thinking about in the comments below. Last game we played in July was A Plague Tale: Innocence, which I hesitate to talk about the story too much, even a little bit, because right at the beginning of the game, it just goes, this happens, and you're like, whoa, okay. So you play as somebody named Amicia, who is of nobility. An event happens in her life that makes her and her brother have to flee where they live. There is something up with her brother that you are trying to find out, while a plague is happening and people seem to be after you in correlation with that plague, possibly. It is a third-person action adventure stealth game.
Let's put a huge underscore under that stealth part.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to nail exactly what it is, but I mean it fits all those. It's kind of survival horror-esque. It's got some dark elements to it.
Definitely has horror themes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. We both played it. I didn't play it as much as I wanted to this fucking month.
I got about 30% through it.
Oh, damn. I think it's only like a 8 to 12 hour game, though.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's 17 chapters, so.
Yeah. Yeah, this time I only got to chapter 4. So
yeah.
I played this on PC
You're
before.
about the same as me. I hit 5, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the chapters I feel like are pretty decently sized. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I'll throw it over to you for impressions.
Okay. I'd already seen a little bit on this game, so I already knew like visually it was going to be a treat, and actually getting to play it on my TV, the game is beautiful. I really like the art style. The realism is so refreshing, sadly. So I definitely enjoyed the look of the game, the designs of everything are really well done as well. I really like the time and the themes and whatnot they did. The voice acting was done very well.
Surprisingly, yeah.
Yeah, the motion in the game is really well. When they talk, their mouths line up really well. Like everything, there's a lot of work put into this game, and it definitely I noticed instantly. So that was really good.
And it's one of those games that's like an indie game that's trying to be a AAA game.
Yeah.
And you notice that, but like you can in this game commend the effort because they're really trying to make like a high budget, up with the big dogs.
Yeah, honestly, the
type
only
game.
time it felt, I would say, indie was combat. At that point, I was like, this could feel better.
Combat, and there you'll probably see it in my gameplay. Some like little hit or miss areas where like when you're holding your hand or holding Hugo's hand and stuff, like they'll kind of float for a second, then reattach, and there'll be some weird visual things, but nothing
I
game
had one
breaking.
graphic glitch happen, but
Yeah.
and the only reason I noticed it is because I happened to be kind of like spacing off in the background anyways. But out in the background, one of the textures literally turned white for a second and went back to normal. I was like, whoa, weird.
Oh, I had a glitch, right in the beginning where this dude would constantly get alerted by me nonstop.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, no matter what.
I thought they did pretty decent with that. Apparently, obviously, things are going to happen. But
That's the only time I experienced it.
So that being said, I kind of said it earlier, but there's a like heavy emphasis on stealth in this game, and I'm not entirely in love with that. I like having stealth in games. In fact, to use an example of like playing Metal Gear Solid, I think stealth feels good in those games, right? I think it feels okay in this game. It's a very normal formula of hide in bushes to not be seen. But you do a lot of it, and I guess I wasn't mentally in the mindset for that because I was kind of like getting annoyed by having this stealth constantly. I'm not going to put that against the game. It just obviously was ignorance on my side, not knowing what I was getting into, and not being in the right mindset to play that kind of game. So, outside of that, though, to go back to kind of just general impressions, the storytelling at first, I honestly had no idea what to expect, and was borderline kind of like just not in the mood to play it when I started it. And once the story started going, I actually got invested pretty quickly. So they do a really good job telling the story, and they immediately throw some themes at you that are not only interesting but also way darker than I expected the game to get.
The game starts out just throwing you in it.
Yeah, and I actually have to applaud them for that because a lot of people are chicken shits these days. So there's a lot of stuff that happens in the early game that I just really don't think a lot of people are willing to do these days, and so I want to give them credit for that. I do think it was refreshing, and very fitting of the time that the game's in anyway. So like, actually I just pretty much have nothing but good things to say about most of the game, other than I wasn't a huge fan of actually playing it. So that was the weakest part for me.
It honestly, and I'm not saying this is an insult, it feels like the fucking gameplay is the last thing they were worried about.
It feels like it.
It feels like they had a really cool fucking story that they wanted to tell, and they wanted you to interact with it.
Yeah.
And so you walk through their story, and there's situations where you gotta, like, use your sling and hit people, or fucking sneak around and shit, but like...
Or through simple puzzle solving and stuff like that, yeah, so...
But yeah, I really don't want to sound like I'm poo-pooing it, because I've talked about this game before this month too, and the exact same thing happened to me when I first played it. It was on Game Pass, and I was like, I've heard pretty good things about it. So like, I downloaded it, and as soon as I started playing, I was like, whoa, okay, this is interesting.
Yeah.
Like, instantly. I liked everything about it, like the voice acting, the characters, the story, the setting. It's France, so of course I'm like, that's fucking cool.
Yeah, it's super intriguing.
And like they have accents, which I think is cool. That's not something you see often. They're not super heavy, but they're kind of there, like, which is cool because every game, everybody's got like a fucking an American accent or a British accent. So like it's kind of cool to hear like a French accent in a game. But yeah, I had the same thing when I first started playing it. All right, do you have more to say on your impressions? Yeah. So anyway, hopping back into this game, I had to start from the beginning again, which is always annoying, but I wanted to check it out on my PS5, see how it played. Apparently, there was an upgrade that came out when this game came out on PlayStation Plus for PS5. Good. So it looked about as good as I remember looking on PC. So that's good. If you can achieve the same thing on console, I'm all for it. Yeah, I don't know where to start because I can't really talk about the story too much. But I think the graphics are good. They're not the best thing ever, but they're good looking for sure. It's a more realistic toned game, and they nailed that. Even the forest parts, I think the foliage looks good. It looks like a forest that you're in outside of like these. The setting's really cool because it's like this medieval setting. Mm-hmm. You have all these castles and villages and stuff like that, and they're very intricately designed. You can tell they really care about the details. Even when you're walking around certain areas, there's things to interact with. There's animals you can pet. There's people you'll have dialogues with in passing. Stuff that you expect from Naughty Dog. I was gonna bring up Call of Duty again on their single players. Just like these big interactive worlds to kind of explore. Santa Monica, fucking all these big companies that make these big spectacle single player games. They're trying to do the same thing with this game. I think they do a really good job. The gameplay is serviceable. Not amazing. It's not bad. It does have a couple glitchy things here or there, but fucking nowadays, what game doesn't? Except for Neo 2.
And wrestling.
And wrestling, yeah. I was going to bring that up too. The characters are cool. I instantly was interested in Amicia and her brother's story and her family, keeping it vague.
It's really hard to do that quickly too, so...
Yeah,
I have to emphasize.
Yeah, I started playing him. I was like, "This is interesting."
Yeah.
Like already, like really, it's good writing. Yeah, gameplay is like I said, it's serviceable. I'm not bored playing it, but I almost could watch this as a movie too. But I think it would take away from my ability to explore and interact with this really cool world they've crafted. The details don't stop in certain areas too, though. Like I'm trying to keep in the beginning parts of the game because I don't want to slip anything. This game is very story heavy. You're gonna play this game for the story. You're gonna play this game for the story. You're gonna want to play it to find out what's going on in the story, and that's this game. But the forests are really good looking. The castle in the beginning is really cool looking. The town is really cool looking. The voice acting is way better than I would expect it to be. It's not even like okay. It's like it's good. Everybody's kind of playing
just natural.
Everybody's playing normal characters. So there's no like crazy standout parts that I've seen so far. But like even like other people you talk to in the game, they sound like fucking people. They did a good job casting. They did a good job directing it. I think the story is very interesting. I think it's really cool. I like darker stories, and it definitely has a lot of darker elements. I do need to finish this game, something I do plan on doing, especially because it's like a shorter game. You can play through it. And yeah, I mean, I have nothing but stellar things to say about every part of this game, even the parts that are kind of janky, I have to overlook because the ambition of this game is so much higher that it's what they try to achieve, they nail most of it. And for a team this size, I don't think they're like a small, like 10-person team, but this isn't like a giant fucking Ubisoft made game. It really shows in every piece of the game outside of, again, the gameplay, which isn't bad, but it definitely feels second to the story. It's better than if the gameplay was shit, because that would definitely deter it. You run into situations, I don't know, something like Cyberpunk or something like that. If there was anything wrong with the gameplay that would make you or possibly distract you from everything else that is good about the game. Yeah, really excited for the sequel, excited to beat this game. It is something I plan on doing. I thought about doing that when I first played it, but of course I got distracted. Playing it again, I'm like, oh yeah, this game's really good. And yeah, I want to know how it concludes. I want to know how it moves into sequel territory. I also like that the game is just called A Plague Tale and then Innocence, and then the next game is A Plague Tale something, I forgot, but it's got its own little thing, so they can make a whole series about it, which is cool. And yeah, I just really liked this game a lot. It's surprising I first played it, and playing it again on PS5 just kind of reinforced my support for this game when I tell people to check it out. I literally this month had people go like, oh, fucking that Plague Tale game. I don't know if I want to play that. I'm like, it's good. Yeah, I mean, you should. You should check it out. And on that note, jump into recommendations.
Yeah. I mean, I would say, first off, not family friendly.
No.
This game is very dark and gruesome, so uh, definitely want to have an adult mindset at least going into this game. If you are a fan of stealth games, not like Splinter Cell level stealth or anything like that, but it is very stealth heavy.
Casual stealth.
But also the same with like combat is mostly done with a sling, so it's like ranged combat. A lot of that is also plays into the stealth elements. So
They
like,
get creative with the sling too, though. Like the first like mini boss guy that you have to break off the piece of armor and shit.
I hated that fight, but yeah,
I thought it was neat. I thought it was cool.
it was neat, but it didn't feel good.
Because once you get that helmet off, it's just done.
Yeah, if there's no armor, you
Felt
kill people with
realistic,
one
yeah.
rock. So yeah, I mean, I like that, but it's definitely mostly used to like throw fire over here to start a fire, or throw object over here to make noise, so people look over there type of deal. So it definitely is a heavy emphasis on sneaking. If that sounds interesting to you, I would recommend it. If you're looking for like a full bore action game, probably not going to be your cup of tea. I think the go ahead.
Though if you're looking for that, but you also appreciate good stories, just give it like a quick fucking just hop in and check it out, because the story might be strong enough to make you go, I might stick around for this.
That's actually going to bring me to my main recommendation. Is this is a very narrative heavy game, and if you like storytelling in games, I think this is pretty much its selling point. So my biggest recommendation, if you like narrative games, you should definitely check this out. If you're not willing to like do the combat or care about it too much, just turn the difficulty down. The story's still going to be the same. You're still going to enjoy yourself. So.
Yeah. I want to lightly recommend this to everybody, but I can't, because there's certain people who are not going to like it.
Yeah.
Whether that be people who are not going to like the darker elements of it, possibly kids, which I typically don't recommend to kids anyway. They're not on my radar typically. Or people who need something a little more actiony, possibly, to keep their attention. It'd be hard to recommend to them. But other than that, it's a story-centric game. It's if you've enjoyed games that are like Naughty Dog style games, Santa Monica games, all the big AAA, typically Sony games that are like third-person story-heavy games. This doesn't have the budget or the gameplay of those games, but it does have the story and the ambition to tell a great story. So if you're into that kind of stuff, definitely check this out. You already kind of said story, but I just want to re-emphasize that. It's a very story-centric game. You want a good story, maybe you want to sit around and watch a movie, but you don't mind interacting a little bit, definitely check it out.
Yeah, interacting in the game is pretty spaced out. So.
Yeah. If you like games that explore older time periods,
The Black Plague.
definitely check it out. I always really, personally, always enjoy playing Ubisoft games, because I think they do a really good job on recreating like ancient Egypt and shit like that. It's kind of incredible just to be able to explore that in 3D. I know it's kind of beyond just playing the game, but for me, it's like really fucking cool to see that. And this game, not to that detail, but does recreate a lot of like old France. That is really cool to see. I liked the visual style of it. And yeah, pretty much everything else you said, I pretty much agree with. So, not for everybody, but I would strongly emphasize, if you got this for free on PlayStation Plus, you got the PS5, or you got it on Game Pass or whatever, and you're kind of curious about it, just start the game up, see what happens. You might dig it. The game starts out pretty strong, like right at the beginning, it gets intriguing. So.
Yeah, there's also a kind of a warning. There's a scene pretty early on in the game that certain people are probably going to have problems with, but.
What, animal fans?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll keep it there. Yeah, so let's grade it. We'll start with you.
I think if the gameplay was stronger, I would very easily give this an A range. But I do think playing the game is its weakest point, and it is a video game, so I'm going to give it a B+. I think everything about the game is well done. If they could just, in the sequel, make playing it a little more enjoyable, I think they're on the road to make A's for games. So
For sure.
yeah.
I'm also going to give it a B+, very strong B+. I want to give it an A, and I feel like once I beat it, maybe I will give it that A. I'll give you guys an update if that happens. But yeah, I love everything about it except for playing it is like okay. I'm not like super stoked to go back and play it, but every time I play it, I'm very intrigued and very impressed with everything about it. I do think they are on track to make great games because I think they've already done it. I think they've already made a great game with some weaknesses, and if this is their start to the series or whatever, it's a great place to start. They did a really good job. Like I said, I want to give it more than a B plus, but the story's either got to be really fucking good or the gameplay better get better. One of those two has to happen for it to get into that A territory. I could almost see giving it A minus though, but I'm only like 4 chapters in, so
Yeah.
4 or 5 or something like that. So I'll play it more and update that as I go. But it's a great game so far, and I definitely recommend it. So, anything else? All right, let us know in the comments what do you guys think about Plague Tale Innocence or any of the other games that we talked about. Have you played Plague Tale? Have you not? If you haven't, why haven't you? What do you like about it? What don't you like about it? If you've beaten it without telling me anything, spoiler-wise, what'd you think of it? Is it great? Is it not? Does it get worse? Does it get better? And are you excited for the sequel? That was announced. I'm actually really stoked for it. Yeah, that's going to do it for this episode of Plus Club for July. As always, thanks for watching. Make sure to check out our other episodes if you want to check those out. Check us out on iTunes, Spotify, and other podcast platforms if you prefer to listen to us. We have a Discord link down below, and we have a Patreon if you'd like to support this channel further than liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing. If you're brand new, I want to thank everybody who was patient with us while we did this move. Life happens. We had to move some shit, and we're unable to film, so hopefully you guys understand. And we got more content coming out soon. Hopefully we can get a situation that is a little less janky, but I think this might have worked. Hopefully. I haven't done the editing yet. And yeah, my name's Seth. Chevy, thanks for hanging out. We'll get Chris's opinions on those games next time he's on the show. Until the next one, have a good one, guys, and take it easy.